Okay. Are we actually live?
Yeah, we should be live now.
And we are live. Perfect. Greetings, everybody. Hi, Limit Breakers. Welcome back to another episode and a very special episode, a Christmas episode of the Limitless podcast. Joining us, as always, is your co host, Dr. Matthew Preston. Hail up the people, and Matthew.
Hey guys, what's good?
Nice, nice, nice. Yo, I wrote a limerick for this episode. You know what a limerick is?
You
It's like
wrote
a
it
little
or AI
poem.
wrote it?
AI wrote it. AI wrote it, but with my prompting, so I wrote it, right? No, not really.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of it's kind of lame. But at Christmas, we spend and we lime, food, rum, and good festive time. While wallets run thin, some businesses win. So let's see which ones cash in this time. Yeah, man. So that's literally what we're going to talk about today because this episode is about the stocks that we think will win during Christmas time. Eh, yeah, jingle
Mm-hmm.
bells, and all of that
Merry
magic.
Christmas! Ho, ho, ho,
Mm,
ho, ho, ho.
wow,
Yeah.
Santa sounds drunk.
You like this one?
Mm, hey.
Because I like, what the hell are these guys doing?
All right. But welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us as always. We love and appreciate you guys. I see several people are here with us so far. Welcome, welcome. But Preston and
Mm-hmm.
I are just gonna be talking about some stocks that we think, the stocks that we like, stocks that we think might do well during this Christmas period. Just stocks around this Christmas period. All right. Um, how you feeling about this one, Preston?
No, I think it's nice. It's always interesting to like kind of look at which companies will benefit from certain events, and then the Christmas quarter is a big quarter, big period for a lot of companies. Some companies make half of their profit for the year from
Mm-hmm.
this quarter alone, so it's like, hey, if this quarter were to do poorly, it's a big deal for them. It could be like half your money is significantly impacted, and then some of the companies maybe are expected to make a lot of money, but they maybe won't too. So I think it'll be interesting to kind of understand or look into some of these different companies and share some of our thoughts. And we'd love to hear from you guys too. Are there any companies that you guys think would benefit a lot this Christmas period, and or you see that they've benefited in the past for Christmas periods, and you're thinking, hey, they may also benefit a lot again?
True. Let us know in the comments down below, in the chat. But yeah, there are quite a bit of companies that I think would benefit from this season.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them already get my money this season. Just putting that out there. So yeah, I
Anyone you
guess
want
we'll
to
jump.
say?
Um, I don't know. I mean, so company I bought this for, I spent $550 plus tax on this. These antlers. And I see everybody at work with similar antlers and things. So I know they're making
Mm-hmm.
money at selling these things. And this is
Mm-hmm.
Fontana.
Mm-hmm.
I think Fontana
Oh,
around
speaking to
Christmas
the mic.
time. Sorry. I think Fontana around Christmas time, they
Mm-hmm.
always do well. Every Christmas, every Fontana is either well decorated. You see lights, you see a lot of the Christmas decor outside and inside, and they have a lot of traffic. Meaning, like, you know, anytime you're in, I don't know if you've been in Fontana recently, but like the lines are long. All cashiers are like, you know, uh, you know how you'd usually have one or two cashiers. All of them are, they're like four different stalls depending on the
Mm-hmm.
Fontana you're going to know.
Mm-hmm.
There are suddenly so many more Fontana outlets as well, like
Mm-hmm.
stores, because they acquired Monarch Pharmacy earlier this year. So they have four
Mm-hmm.
new. I don't know if all four are operational, but I at least know
I
the
think they're all.
Sovereign one is
Think no. Yeah, I think by now they are.
all four of them.
Pretty
Okay.
sure. Yeah, I think they had said. I can probably just check their financials, but I'm pretty sure all of them were open. I think there was one that was that took a while, which was Fontana Sovereign. I think they were doing some
Mm-hmm.
renovations there, but I've been to that one and it's been open for a good while now. I can double
Yeah, I
check.
know that one's open. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So
So
yeah,
that's your
and I mean,
the first one.
hey, that's the one that came to mind when I touched the
Hmm.
antlers. So yeah, I think Fontana, and I mean, I can see it. I can see why, because a lot of the
Hmm.
money they make is from, it's not just pharmaceuticals, it's also like the consumer goods, things like these.
Hmm.
If you go in there, a lot of people go to Fontana to even buy like cards, Merry Christmas cards, gift cards, and
Hmm.
so on. They have a lot of products. Like if you need to get like a quick product for one of your friends or so on, you just say, let's go in Fontana, see what they have.
Hmm.
And I mean, you can tell they're marking up a lot of their products if you look online how much certain things cost, and then see, do
Hmm.
the
But you have to.
comparisons. You can
So how
tell.
else would they make
Eh,
money though? That's the thing.
no,
If
I
they don't
I'm
put
not
a
saying
markup.
no. I'm
Oh,
not saying no.
oh,
It's just the markup it's a
oh. Uh-huh.
hefty markup still, but like, hey,
Uh-huh.
that's the price you pay for convenience. Because a lot of
Hmm.
people like me will buy things online and all know
Hmm.
them don't reach it. Yeah, it's a
Mm.
problem.
That was using
A lot.
Amazon or a shipping company.
A shipping company.
Care to say
Amazon
which
also
shipping
did take
company?
long too.
A listed
No, I'm
shipping
not going to say
company?
which ship. No, no,
Is
they're
it a,
not
okay? Is it
listed.
a listed shipping? Okay, it's not. Okay, so it's
It's not
not
listed. It's
Mailpack
not
or
listed.
Minecart.
Yeah. Um. So maybe that's
Uh-huh.
my fault. Maybe I should have used a listed shipping company. Who knows? But
Mm. Mhm.
yeah, bro. Like I think Fontana is well positioned to win this Christmas. What do you think?
Mhm. Yeah, I think there are some factors that would be good for them. So you mentioned that I think before they bought Monarch, was it earlier this
Mm-hmm.
year? They had is it 7 branches, and then they had announced that hey, we're buying Monarch, and then Monarch has 4 branches, so that's almost a 50%. If I'm getting those numbers right, so that's almost a 50% increase in the number of branches. It's not
Mm-hmm.
perfectly. The thing is that, for example, I know one of the branches, like a lot of people probably go to the Barbican branch.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not as popular as the main one, which is the
You mean
Waterloo
the
one.
Waterloo? Oh yeah.
No,
Mm-hmm.
no, I'm saying the Barbican one. The Barbican
Mm-hmm.
one, the one of the Monarch pharmacies that they bought, or one of the pharmacies that Monarch has, was not far across the road.
Yeah.
Um, so it's not like it's not like okay, they're going into an area that wasn't exposed at all to Fontana. It was like, hey, you just have to drive more distance, and then maybe that sometimes that could deter you, or maybe you're like, hey, I'm not gonna do this, but it's not like as yeah, I don't think it's necessarily as good as if it was say Fontana say wasn't in St. Thomas, and then Monarch was in St. Thomas, and then when they buy Monarch, they now have a branch in
Mm-hmm.
St. Thomas that no Fontanas were. So if you were someone in St. Thomas who really wanted Fontana, you're hearing about your friends talking about the different products or whatever. So it's not necessarily
Mm.
as like oh super value jump, but I still think it will help because I was thinking, hey, if sometimes like for example, I would if I was going to La Sushan, I guess I don't really go there anymore, but sometimes I'd go there and then there are times where, hey, after going to Sushan or after going to the Wendy's, I'd go into Monarch or something. So it's like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
now I could just that business could go to Fontana, instead of Monarch.
True. That's
Um,
that's that's what you call cannibalization, where like
mhm.
one you're eating
Well, no,
into the
not that
same.
specific. I was saying for that example for me, like if I was in La Sushan and I'm like, hey, I want
Yeah.
to get Panadol, I would have gone to Monarch.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I would have said, okay, to get Panadol, I'm going to drive across the road, do the U-turn, whatever, just to get to Fontana.
Yeah.
So in that specific example, no. But I guess what you're saying is, hey, suppose it's something that because I don't like, for example, have you had been to Monarch before
I've
Fontana
been to
bought them?
Monarch.
Like, so
Yeah,
it wasn't really
definitely.
like, how like
They're like a
Fontana
stone's
kind of,
throw away. They're not far at all.
yeah, I was just saying like in terms of the product catalog, it's not like what I noticed with Fontana is like there's a lot of I think what really Fontana shines at is that I think they have good ideas of what people like or what a lot of women like especially.
Mm-hmm.
I think they like, and that's funny because have you noticed who one of the directors of Fontana is?
They have quite a few directors.
Yeah, no, but there's a director I'm hinting at. I will probably want
Male,
to pull
female,
it up. Male. And we've
Lauren
had him on
Peart.
our podcast. Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that'd be
That to
good.
me was, let me pull it up. So
Data,
this is
bro.
their annual report. This is Lauren Peart. He says independent non-executive director. Big up, Mr. Peart. He says he's the founder and chief executive CEO of Blue Dot Insights, a pioneering data intelligence and research firm in the Caribbean. We should talk to him again because think about it. He was doing his company before AI, and I'm wondering if
Hmm.
AI could actually be helping them with their data, like to collect a lot of the data or go through a lot of the data.
That's very
Says he has
true.
over 15 years of experience in the market research, and I think they're probably going to list at some point. GK Grace Kennedy bought, didn't they buy like a stake in them a
Hmm.
few years back or something?
Yeah,
They
that's
say
true.
consumer neuroscience and data analytics. Lion has been
Yeah.
instrumental in providing insights for some of the region's largest brands: Grace Kennedy, NCB, uh, IGT, I think is with SVL or associated with SVL, International Gaming Technologies or something like that.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
His leadership in the field has established Blue Dot leader in regional market intelligence, positioned the company for global expansion. So I think I don't know if it's him specific. I'm sure it's like a full team, but that's one of the things I think they do really well in terms of their product catalog. So it's like they know the kind of things that people would like. One of the things I would say, someone once got me this. It was so nice. It was like a, how like you'd have those standard Christmas presents where it's like a box, I don't know, say Christmas box or something. It was like the
Mm.
let me pull up a picture. It wasn't
Yeah,
one
I'm
of
not
these
really
colors,
sure.
but it was almost like a box like this or like this.
Yeah.
And it was like they gave me a present in the box. I don't know. It just to me, it was just like a really nice way to present it.
Okay.
So it was like you're giving presents in a little Christmas instead of. I mean, you didn't have to actually like tear up to open. You just like opened it. But I don't know. I thought it was very nice, and it was Fontana that they got it at. And I don't think
Mhm.
that's kind of thing that Monarch would have had, or a lot of other pharmacies would have. Maybe like a Ligani. I know Ligani Jug and Garden is kind of nice and stuff. But I think
Mhm.
that's the kind of things, it's little things like that. Like even what you're mentioning. Well, I guess your reindeer or whatever. I'm sure other pharmacies probably sell it too, but I think that's
Likely.
what they um really excel at, is those kind of
Yeah,
finding those kind
because
of
you
products. Because yeah, mm-hmm.
you walk in a Fontana, you kind of just want to walk around and see what else they have. Like for me personally,
Kind
I
of
guess
want to
being a
walk out,
doctor.
not spend all your money.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But for me being a doctor, what I also like, all right,
Uh-huh.
I really love pharmacies. I don't know if it's
Uh-huh.
just you or other doctors, but I like to just look through the products that they have and the medications. And Fontana
Uh,
excels at also having a bunch of different supplements. And so it's kind of cool to see the different supplements and just what they offer. And I'm like,
oh,
yo,
so you're saying
this
others
is
don't have that?
not as wide of a variety because they're not
Uh-huh.
a lot of the pharmacies, especially because there are different types of pharmacies. You have like professional pharmacies, you have retail pharmacies, which is what Fontana is, where they also sell consumer goods. And so
We say
within
professional
retail,
pharmacies. What you mean?
I think they don't sell retail goods, they only sell medications. um and then you have hospital based ones where they're just attached to a hospital, so they're
Mm.
based on pharmacy council. You have to apply to become a particular type of pharmacy.
Mm-hmm.
So Fontana would have had to apply to become a retail pharmacy. And with a retail
Mm-hmm.
pharmacy, you need certain amount of space for the dispensary. They're like specific. They're very specific stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
and then there's like a minimum requirement for the retail space and so on. But Fontana has huge retail space. Not many pharmacies.
Mm.
Like how many pharmacies have that big retail space? Not many,
Mm.
right? Fontana
Mm-hmm.
is, it's almost as if it's like they
Target.
just sell a lot of consumer products, and then, oh, they just have pharmacy like add
Mm-hmm.
on to it, because the
Mm-hmm.
pharmacy section is such a small section. You get
Mm-hmm.
me? But they, of course,
Mm-hmm.
they do churn out quite a bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I send a lot of my patients to Fontana because it's so much easier to just WhatsApp prescriptions and so on to them. So yeah, they will always get money during this period. Fontana will always get money during this period, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
curious to see what the revenues will look like after this period, with all four branches of Monarch being up and running, and then this is normally their best quarter. I think that, and what's the stock price now? $7.
I like
Wow,
that
it's
it's been
fallen.
dropping.
It's been
Yeah,
dropping.
because I remember
Seven
when it,
dollars 64 cents.
yeah, 'cause if you look at it when it was like before the announcement of Monarch, it was trading at like the price that it's at now, $7. Then when Monarch
Mm-hmm.
was announced, flew up to like $9, as high as like $10.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of like, I was considering buying it. I was like, no, this, I feel like, 'cause if you look at it, usually with like when companies buy other companies, there's that initial pop, and then
Mm-hmm.
it kind of takes a while sometimes to, depending on, I guess, the type of buy. It's like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
it takes a while to kind of fix it up and stuff. So it was, to me, I was kind of like, hey, I didn't really like buying post the excitement of it. I kind of was like, hey, this, I kind of like to get it on the cheap too. I was like, hey, I feel like this $10 kind of expensive. So I'm happy that I've waited. And I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know if I'm gonna buy now, but it's nice. It's fallen back to below because it was actually even at around $8 at one point related to the end of 2024, and then now it's at like just below $8 now too. So it's reverted to the mean, I guess, if you'd say that.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
see someone in the
Yeah.
chat. Big up, Phil. He said, "Merry Christmas, Ducks. Merry Christmas to you when it
Merry
comes, Phil.
Christmas, Phil. Yeah, man. To
Are
you and your
there
family.
any? Yeah, are there any companies that you're watching for the Christmas period, or you'd expect them to either report a good Christmas period or something like that?"
Mm-hmm. Or if you see price movements during this Christmas period, let us know in the
Mm.
comments.
Oh, that's gonna be more. You're opening it up a bit more. But
Yeah.
Re Fontana, I was doing something like different because like on one end, yes, you mentioned okay, this would be the first Christmas quarter where they'd report I think all of the Monarch branches are now fully opened. I think there were also some initial costs that they had to spend. I remember I told you that there was a point where in the Sovereign one, I remember they were doing like construction, not like heavy construction, but they were doing construction for a while, at least probably a
Mm-hmm.
few weeks. So they had to spend. There was higher expenses, higher costs related to that. I saw in some of the reports, I think they had mentioned that some of them were like one-off costs that they had to pay that were
Yeah.
affecting their profits.
So even in
So
their last one, the quarter ending September 30th, 2025, they spoke about
mm,
operating expenses increasing by 22.3%, driven primarily by the ongoing integration of the Monarch locations and ramp up activities associated with our Aura Fairview location. So that's in Mobe.
mm,
And those expenses include several non recurring costs that were necessary to bring the acquired operations up to Fontana standards. So, yeah, as you said, it's just one off costs. Like a lot of them were one off costs. So,
mhm,
hopefully, I mean, it will be, maybe, maybe, next quarter it's not as bad in terms of expenses. They also gave like an
mhm.
update based on Hurricane Melissa. If you scroll down further, um, I'm not sure. Like I'm trying to just read through to see if there was anything
Mm.
severe
I think their Mobay one was the one. Yeah, that's they
that
say
was.
our Montego Bay head office and Fairview store sustained major damage, roof failure,
Mm-hmm.
flooding. But there was a they say here our staff rallied together, supported one another, reopened the Fairview store to the public on Monday, November 10th. So think about it. This
Mm,
this report is October, November, December. So that's basically mid-November, which is basically
yeah.
half the quarter. You
Well,
know.
it was only down for 2 weeks because Melissa wasn't.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It
Yeah.
was end of
So it's
October. True, true,
just two
true.
weeks after the storm. So it just depends on how much
Mm,
money they would have spent on
mm,
fixing it. But 2 weeks out of the possible
mm,
what 12, 12-ish weeks,
Mm-hmm.
12
And
plus weeks for the
the
quarter.
other thing is,
Not too bad.
even if it's back up, they say that, for example, like think about it, some of the people who are hit by, if you live in there, in that area,
Hmm.
and some of the stuff that you're buying at Fontana, where those things, like there's a difference to like needs and wants. If you need to put a roof on your house, tarpaulin and other stuff, you need those more.
Yeah.
But then some of the Fontana stuff are wants, so it's like, hey, you may not be spending, doing a lot of what they call it discretionary spending and those kind of stuff, or as much as you would be doing before. And there's even less
Hmm.
time, because apparently they're closing earlier. Yeah, they say continue to operate during
That's
limited
true.
hours.
That's very true.
Yeah, so I don't know how long. I guess if you're serious, you could check. I don't know if it's still operating at the reduced hours at the time we're recording now.
I guess. I
Um,
guess we'll see.
yeah, because say that even say here, or Western stores may experience short-term contraction, but they say our locations outside of St. James and Westmoreland continue to perform in line with historical performance. Um, so yeah, there's that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm wondering how much of the business actually came. Have you ever been to that store?
Yeah, once just passed through.
Mm.
Yeah. Couple year
It
a
was
year
very
ago.
big, like comparing it to the size of Barbican and
Yeah,
Waterloo.
it's a decent little size, yeah.
Bigger than
Yeah.
Barbican?
Not bigger than, is it bigger than barbecue? I can't remember, but it's not bigger than Waterloo, of course.
Okay, yeah, well, Waterloo is the main one, yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's bigger
What's it
than
Phil
barbecue.
said in the chat? He said he's watching Atlantic Hardware Plumbing Company, AHPC. Yep. Um, they sell to a lot of the hardware stores, a lot of the hardware supplies, wood, roofing supplies. And he says Supreme Ventures Limited. Interesting. He says may surprise for similar reasons. But Phil, are you worried about how many of well, I guess I feel like Supreme Ventures does have like a lot of different retailers. I'm just wondering like how it'll be interesting to see, hey, when a lot of people are hit by the hurricane and stuff, are they gonna gamble more or are they gonna gamble less?
Mm,
What do you think? The stress will
I
make you
think
gamble more?
I think stress always makes you gamble more. Yeah,
Mm. Mm.
gambling and those things sells hope. They sell hope and dreams. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, yeah. But he says may surprise for similar reasons. Um, so I'm not. I don't know, Phil, if you can just elucidate what you mean by that. Like, I'm not sure what you mean by may surprise for similar reasons, because I can't say the same reason specifically, but we'll see. Um, I do like SVL. I do also like Atlantic, and I think on the last episode oh, one of our episodes, a construction episode and an unreleased episode, we spoke about Atlantic a bit, ad nauseum actually. So it's good to see that someone else thinks Atlantic's gonna do well. I think
Mm.
construction right now, it's hard to fail based on the construction efforts after Hurricane Melissa that's needed. So yeah, I do like Atlantic as well. I'm looking forward to
Mm.
seeing good things from Atlantic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um, any other stocks, Preston, that you are watching?
Um. mm, So one of the ones that I want to see. Let's see.
I
I
have
was
a stock.
looking at uh, one of the ones I was looking at was Mailpack again.
Hmm.
I think if you look at Mailpack, they are a freight. We call them freight. I think they're called freight forward shipping company or something. So basically, if you want to ship stuff into the island, you can send it to their address in Florida, and they will
Hmm.
bring it in, fly it into the island for you within a timely manner. They bought the supposedly the second largest company in Jamaica based on, I don't know what the metric was, maybe check, I don't know if it was package volume or revenue or whatever, which was My Cart Express. They bought them, I think, early last year. And they I remember initially you were seeing the uptick in their sales and stuff. They're able to bring in more packages because my cart appeals to a lot of more what they call budget conscious consumers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, there was a lot of excitement initially around them buying my cart. I think the stock was maybe like $2 or something. Probably went as high as like $3 or so
Yeah.
at one point in relation to that hype or excitement related to them buying the company. And they,
And this year is the most revenue they've ever made.
yeah, so they definitely increased their sales by a lot buying my carts.
A
And
lot.
there were some quarters where they had some issues related to it, like some of the, because I think
Mm-hmm.
what they were saying was that uh there were certain investments that they were making. I think some stuff would possibly like I saw some stuff like with a lease, like maybe another warehouse or something like that, and basically trying to fix up the businesses together and work on, they call it synergies, or making the business run better together.
Mm-hmm.
And just like with a lot of, just like we were saying with Fontana before, sometimes I've seen like where you buy a company, initially sometimes you have to pay up the higher costs and stuff, so your profit may drop a bit and stuff, but then the as you start to, I guess, kind of figure things out and stuff, starts to look a lot better. And I remember they had bought um last year they had bought them, or no, wait, was it early? When was it they announced that they? Let me try to remember. When was it they had announced they bought my cards? It's
Uh,
2024, right?
no, I think it was this year, you know.
Or was it this year? Oh,
I think it
hold
was
on, I want to
early
double
this
check
year.
this. Hmm. If anyone's in the chat, or I'm gonna try to look this up because I want to make sure that this is
No,
correct.
you're right. It was last year. No,
Okay,
but
yeah. So they
no, this was actually announced. Sorry, this was February 23, 2025 that this came out.
no, it's a
I,
Mailpack acquisition of My Cart Express finalized April 3, 2024.
oh, wow. Time
Yeah.
flies.
So
Oh, that
so
was
my
the
point
5 year
was,
mark. That's true.
yes. So my point
Because they
was they
listed
bought them
22.
last year. We're fixing some stuff, getting things, I guess, ironed out. And I remember Mailpack is one of the companies that we were saying that, hey, they say that, hey, their Christmas quarter, or quarter four, which is October, November, December, that period is usually pretty good for them and other shipping companies, because a lot of people are buying gifts for their family and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they are just, yeah, they're just one of those companies that also gets a lot more interest, or in their products during that quarter, right?
Mm.
And so I think there was some expectation possibly around them having a really good quarter four. I'm gonna pull it up. So it's not that it was necessarily bad. So this is, as I said, 3 months. So they bought them early 2024. So you can see the revenues, or the sales, went up a lot from, in the past it was 400, so just under 500 million, and it went up to just over 800 million in sales, and the profit went up more too, right? So it went
Mm.
from 56, or let's call it just under 60 million, to about 70 million. So not like a massive increase in profit. But when you compare that, like for example, in when like the year that COVID had hit and stuff, and that was, I think, their best. I think they made almost like 100 mil or so then.
Yeah.
And essentially, I'm trying to think that, hey, some of these, I think a lot of these are related to some of the costs that they weren't able to, I guess, contain. So yes, they've increased their sales, but the costs went up a lot. So they're trying to kind of fix up some of these costs and stuff. So my thing is,
Mm.
hey, if they are able to try to contain some of these, because for example, say in this same, well, I don't know if this was the quarter they did it, but they mentioned, hey, acquisition of property, plant, equipment here. They spent about 60 mil on that. So they've been, I guess, investing up and stuff. So I'm trying to say, hey, if they have like a really nice Christmas quarter, because I think in one of their reports, the September report this year, I saw something about, let me put it up. So I think they said that it's usually their weakest quarter. Let me correct. But yeah, let me see. So yeah, let's say for the third quarter, traditionally the slowest quarter of the business cycle, Mailpack reported revenues of 733 million. So it's consistent with the same was the same revenue as 2024, but then they were able to be more efficient, contain their costs. Gross profits increased 14%. Let me see how much their profits went up. Did the profits actually go up? Interesting. Oh no, but that's the thing. The tax hit there.
Yeah, the tax
So I
hit
don't know.
them.
So I'm just wondering, will they actually be able to? I think get the level of business that they can theoretically do. And I'm even wondering if stuff like with the, you remember when like we mentioned a hurricane,
Mm-hmm.
you don't think that's, for example, I know that the government had done some stuff with certain items. It was like the import duties were waived on them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, weren't certain items waived?
Mm-hmm.
Import duties waived for Hurricane Melissa, Jamaica.
But
Pretty sure I
that
saw.
doesn't impact. How would that impact Mailpack?
So you don't think,
Because
for example,
I'm thinking that could impact them positively.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Because
I'm saying
oh, okay.
if if the shipping companies in general, I'm saying could have benefited from this because if like I am a person, I want to send something to a person or import, I need a light, I need whatever these items that they said. I think they went into detail with saying the type of items. Things like
Mm,
Starlink, inverters, solar powered equipment, panels, batteries, all kind of different things that were supposed to help with the relief. I'm trying to say, yes, I know Mailpack won't get all of it, but I'm trying to say, hey, could that have also like helped them? Would Mailpack have said, hey, let's would there have been like promotions? I know that, for example, some of the shipping companies were sending out emails. So I know, I think my, I think two shipping companies I have used in the past or I'm on their email list. They sent me emails about this saying, hey, this is happening because they're trying. I think one of them was my cart. So
mm-hmm.
even if it's not Mailpack directly, it's my cart, which is, I mean, it is Mailpack. But so I'm trying to say, hey, could this help push the business too? And something else that I had, I think we talked about it on an episode. I'm trying to remember the name of the article. You remember when I was talking about Temu?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see. I'm gonna try to find the article. But
But that
Mailpack. Oh, go.
no, the Temu thing wasn't in relation to Mailpack.
Yes, it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man, it was. So let's say, so see in this article, are my highlights not saving? What the heck? Oh no. Yeah, I don't think my highlights are saving.
Oh
So it's a
yes, we did speak
Mailpacks.
about this. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mailpack set sites on regional rollout, and this was November 2020, November 21st this year. And I think from this was article was written from information from their shareholder meeting, which was I think maybe in October or November too, right? So there were a few things that are mentioned here. One of the things was that they are working on an acquisition. So they say here,
Regional
let me
acquisition,
see.
yes.
Yeah. So they say, um, signal. So the executive chairman, Kai Robinson, signaling that the company is weeks away. And think about it. This was November 21st. We are
Mm-hmm.
recording which day? We're live December 19th. That's a month. That's 4 weeks. Signaling that the company is weeks away from announcing a multi-market regional move. They say that it will be multiple markets. They'll say the company's AGM, a regional play in multiple markets. And they said, as soon as we're there and the documents are signed, I will be sure to share with you. I'm sure they're going to have to do a disclosure to the exchange. Mailpack
Have to.
announces acquisition of XNXNX, whatever person or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's another thing I'm looking towards. Because, for example, you could make like we just mentioned, you can make money sometimes on the announcements. This is what it
Mm-hmm.
sometimes looks like. You could see them saying, "Hey, we are gonna work on this announcement." Yes, he said weeks ago, and I guess it's been some weeks. But it's like, hey, what if it is in? Um, yeah, what if this is how it sometimes looks like? Like you're not gonna know for sure. Instead of rushing to buy when it is announced, You can be that
Exactly.
person selling to people rushing to buy when it's announced, but this is what it looks like
Mhm.
sometimes. You just saying, hey, he literally says it in the article, lines it out. Maybe if it, I mean, the thing is, you don't really know how big something like this is. But yeah, maybe it
Can you
caused a
imagine?
10% movement in the price.
Or halt it, and that's like a 15% play.
Yeah.
You know,
Or
imagine if that comes out close to their results, and the results are good too.
mm, yeah, or it could just be in yeah. Yeah.
Talk about the
And then
Temu thing though.
oh yeah. So they say here, we just recently signed to become a last mile provider for Temu, right? So I think last mile is specifically really just getting it, like if Temu does shipping to your house, it's like, hey, getting it, I think, from the warehouse. I don't
To
know if
your
it's
yard.
counts if it's the warehouse in Jamaica, which would be, I guess, Mailpack and the MyCart groups or whatever MyPack groups warehouse in Jamaica, that okay, you ship your item coming from Florida, go through customs, then it reaches the warehouse, and then they deal with actually getting it to your house or whatever. I'm not sure exactly what constitutes last mile.
Hmm.
And they said, and we are looking to do so. They say, we just recently signed to become a last mile provider for Temu, and we are looking to do that with a number of other brands. So I don't think the and what I was wondering was, is the Temu, is this thing exclusive? I feel like they would have said it if it is exclusive, but like, is it
Hmm.
just Mailpack, or are there other ones like DHL, Tara? But one of the things was interesting. He says Temu represents Mailpack's most significant new partner. He says he thinks Temu is actually the largest provider of goods to Jamaica today. So I think this is could
Mm.
be just based on number of units, not necessarily actual value, because it could just be, oh, a ton of cheap stuff
True.
versus, oh, very expensive stuff. But and he says it's surpassing Amazon and Shein. So he says, so it's Temu, then Amazon, then Shein. So I'm like, hey, he says here, we are looking to do that with a number of other brands, then lines out some of these other brands, Amazon, Shein. What if there's an announcement that, hey, Mailpack announces, partnership with Amazon to be the exclusive provider of last mile delivery. Because think about Amazon free shipping and how that's doing. Like that could, because the thing is, Mailpack, as we said, they bought my carts, so my carts would have had probably possibly delivery people, warehouse, other stuff doing the business before. So
Hmm.
if Mailpack um and my cart together, which is the group, which is now a much stronger company, they might be able to do a lot better than some of these other provider, like I guess lower cost for the shipping than a lot of these other people. So I was like, hey, what if like this is what would the market like what would the market do if they saw, hey, Mailpack announces, it's almost like the narrative could shift from, oh, you know that there were articles at one point about shipping companies dead in Jamaica or something like that from Amazon free shipping.
Hmm.
Wasn't there like some a lot of doom and gloom stuff? Look at
There
this one.
was.
Local courier services tremble over potential impact of Amazon free shipping. This was March 14th, 2025. Um, well, I thought there were others, but I was like, hey, that could kind of like shift the narrative of, hey, Mailpack is dead or these shipping companies are dead versus, yo, these shipping companies, and what this specific shipping company, the biggest one there, is gonna deal with a lot of that business for them, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
I
think
was
it's
looking into that.
exciting to see that turnaround, to be honest. We
Hmm.
do have some comments in the chat.
Oh yes.
So Kurt Gibson said thoughts on Dollar and Indies. Um,
Mm,
I think they're good companies. What do you think about it? Is
what
it for
price?
Christmas you're asking? Um,
Oops.
I'm not really sure about Indies and Dollar in terms of like seasonality per se. I will say though, for Dollar during this period, 'cause I could just take Dollar. Um, I mean, they just closed their bond.
They actually
Uh,
closed
I,
it.
I believe so. There's a let me see, dollar bond
I've seen it.
prospectus,
I think it was
but they were
extended
raising
because of the
quite a bit of money.
hurricane. I'm not sure if it's actually closed. They probably would have put out a notice to the exchange. I think it's still
Really?
ongoing. You saw somewhere that they said it was.
It was extended to December 31st, 2025, due
Yeah.
to the
Okay.
disruption.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from Hurricane Melissa. You're right. You're right. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if it does close and they do get all their money, which I actually expect them to close and get all their money, then I don't know. I just think it's a great opportunity. Great opportunity for them. Because that's fresh cash. Uh, I just wonder if they can keep that same level of due diligence and knowing their customer and seeing if they can actually pay back. Because I mean, a lot of dollars bonds, or sorry, loans, they're backed, like they have some form of collateral, so they'll recoup the money some way, shape, or form. But because of Hurricane Melissa and the fallout from a lot of businesses, because you have to look at the type of loans that dollar also gives to, and which industries are they heavily in. Are they in agriculture? Are they in tourism? Because those got hit significantly. Are they in construction? Because I do have some construction loans. They have some for taxi men. I remember the taxi loans, but there are some business loans that they can get that are catered to entrepreneurs specifically. So it's just to watch those numbers, and see which ones. I mean, are you comfortable with that risk, in terms of, do you think that dollar will be the company to just? Oh, he said no, sir, not Christmas. I think that bond for dollar is going to be a good to meet the demand for the loans. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, those are my thoughts on dollar and indies. I don't. This is more for Christmas, but I do love dollar, especially long term. I think dollar is gonna be an amazing company.
They're actually not heavy
So
in the tourism side, you know. It's 5% on tourism. They're most
mm,
heavy in trucking, hauling, and transport.
and transport,
I'm
yeah,
wondering what would we need
taxes.
a lot of trucking, hauling, and transport at this time,
I mean, I say a lot of trucks carrying
and
supplies,
construction.
and real
Yeah.
estate is 26%. So
Mm,
who knows?
hmm.
Let's see.
Yeah. I
So
mean, I
yeah, I
think
mean,
it's.
go
Uh,
ahead, bro.
you're just saying it's whatever money they raise.
Hmm.
I think it's they're trying to raise as much as possible because they're like, hey, a lot of these efforts or a lot of a lot of the rebuilding that's gonna happen. There's like construction that's gonna happen, but then even just there's like the there's a lot of things that are gonna have to happen to kind of fix up everything, and so money is gonna be needed for this. And so even the money that's coming in from all of the whatever billions of dollars, have you seen about how much has been said about how much we're getting from the hurricane? Like is billions of US we're gonna be
It's
getting, you know.
billions.
So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
where is that money gonna go? And then even if it doesn't go, it's not like, oh, dollar is directly gonna get that money. It's like, hey, it's gonna go to someone who's gonna do a business or something. And so there I think there's gonna be ways to benefit there. I think they will have to book some amount of loss, unexpected loss for the on some of their loans. So they may end up having a bad quarter four. It'll be interesting. I don't know how well their quarter four was last year. Um, but I don't think the company is dead. I think it's just, yeah, we have these losses and stuff, but everything is gonna have to continue, you know. So maybe it is a time where if people are fearful, because well, has it really dropped that much since Melissa? No, it was like $2.50. Yeah, maybe this is the time like you're buying when, like, say for example the quarter four comes out, it's a big loss or a significant drop in profits. Maybe people are even more scared. When are they due to release their reports? They audited, right? They drop their that'll be end of by end of February, and they usually drop it early too, right? Maybe like I think end of February they'd probably release it. So uh yeah. Well, Theon, you're muted.
My bad. My bad.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, oh wow.
No worries.
Yeah. Oh, I
So
was just saying, like, I'm wondering when, like, it could be a play where, hey, when if for example we're right, they drop a loss or significant drop in profit because of what they've said, because they legally, didn't they have to say how much I think we read this notice that they said preliminary assessments indicate that the current exposure, this was November 10th, 4% of the loan portfolio. And this was preliminary. I don't know what. Did they do an investor briefing after this?
I'm not sure.
But yeah, and they say, yeah, so they may have to book some amount of loss on this, and maybe some of the companies that they're lent to it's gonna be hard. Like, what if, for example, I lent to this shop or this business, and then the roof is gone?
Yeah.
You know, it'll be interesting because I mean, I could lend them money and fix the roof because like I'm like, hey, if I need you to pay me back this money. The way you go pay me back is the roof you need to fix. So maybe I just lend you some more money.
Fair.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, maybe this is an opportunity. If they drop a loss, people get more lose confidence in them, and then you're just saying, hey, but yes, they're not so good now, but what are they going to be like in a year, 2 years down the line? Do I think it's going to be above $3 then? So maybe buying at $2 is cheap to me, you know?
Yeah. True. True. True.
Yeah.
True. Some more comments. Phil said, executive chairman said SVL expected to recover faster than they did from burial, so expect an easier comp. Okay, noted. I wonder where did he say that? That was probably at an investor briefing.
Oh wow, look
We're
at
gonna
that,
have to.
1580. Oh,
Mm,
damn.
1580.
Yeah,
It looks attractive,
interesting.
doesn't it?
Uh, yeah, it's interesting.
Attractive enough to buy. Guess we'll see.
Yeah. I see Justin said JSC. So
Justin
I guess he's
and
saying the
Troyan.
Jamaica.
Justin and Troyan are like definitely JSE. Okay. The Jamaica Stock Exchange. I
Oh
saw
wow,
the
it's at
price falling today.
$10.
Yes, $10 something.
Wow.
Wow, $10
Wow.
flat.
Well, no, $10. Oh, eight.
Oh, eight. Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy still. That's a 13% drop. Why?
I
Did
mean,
I miss something?
I saw a headline saying that the stock exchange is making a lot of losses or something like that. Say JSC stocks down, and say JSC Group 3 profit down in subdued markets.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. So the stocks are down, so I think they're losing a lot of money, right?
I mean, the financials say something different, but okay.
Mm.
That's very interesting though. Because they make, as you've said before, they've diversified how they make money. Sorry, there's a lot of can you hear the construction in my background? If you hear
Just a little.
drilling. Okay. But yeah, it's interesting because it's not just trades, like individual trades they're making just fees off of. They have their trustee services and other things too. So
Mm-hmm.
to see that article is just like, I don't
No, I mean
know.
their profits are down. It's not like the article is wrong. Profits for the
True,
quarter are down
but
30%.
for
They
the whole
made,
year, I don't think so. I
yeah, for
think
the
they're
whole
still up
year they're
this year
still, yeah.
because Q1 was
Mm,
really good for them.
excuse me.
So,
Mm,
oh, look at this big trade, September 29, 250,000 units. That's almost $12. Interesting.
mm.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think about JSE, bro? Because I still have a good outlook. Like even if, I mean, look at the listings coming. You have Dequity that just IPO'd, and they're gonna
Mm.
earn fees off of
They've
that this quarter.
they've listed.
Well, they just closed. They haven't listed,
They
but they
closed.
just yeah, they closed. It was over a month
Where is
though, but they
site?
closed. Yeah, man, they closed.
Oh, oh wow, this came out. Okay,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
know
They,
that.
they closed like either yesterday or the day before, something
Yeah,
like that.
It's a well, this 1 day ago.
Hmm.
Okay, good stuff, good stuff.
Did you see the message for Dequity though? I think they were like, read that out for me. I feel like there was something in the writing
This one,
of it
this
that
Facebook thing.
it was yeah, like how it closed. It was kind of tongue in cheek. Let me see if I can find Dequity IPO closed. I don't remember what the yeah. See there. Thank you for standing out. We extend our sincere appreciation to all the investors who seized the opportunity and stood out from the herd. Mm.
Mm.
I'm curious to see how it will do when it lists,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
and I want to see the allocations. The allocations is the most
Mm.
interesting thing for me.
Any predictions for it? How much are they raising again?
Um,
Is 650 mil, I think.
yeah, so that's big. That's main market. Boy, you get 100. You get 100. I think
Mm.
it's you get 100%. It's probably like up to the first 100K. It's 100%, and then
Mm.
on top of that, because even now the market's a bit soft. So even if it was a um, I don't know, even if it was a really attractive IPO, which I'm not necessarily saying is not an attractive IPO, but I didn't see a lot of chatter around it. Like I see a lot more chatter around Whipped, which is West Indies Petroleum Terminal,
Mm.
uh, being listed by introduction, maybe because people don't really know what that is. Then I see more chatter about Dequity's prospectus.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I also just don't know anyone that participated. Like none of my friend brethren in my friend groups and so on
Mm-hmm.
bought into the IPO. So I
Mm.
not really sure.
But
Not
maybe
really
they
sure
didn't
how it
see
will do.
the play.
Maybe they didn't see the play. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, because there's probably
No, I'm
money
not
to be
saying I'm
made.
right. I'm just
No,
giving
you're probably right. They probably
another
never saw the play.
argument.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay, well, I'm happy it closed.
Kirk saying, um, stand out from the herd. I guess he was saying the same thing. KMT under a billion units. We will see. I'll be watching in the queue. All right, Kirk. Watching and not buying. I don't know. I like when any company lists still like, hey, just go to the
Mm-hmm.
market and try raise your money and then
Mm-hmm.
let the market sort out the price.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember when Transjam first listed and it fell down to a dollar. I think it came out at what, $1.41, and it fell down to like a dollar or a
Mm-hmm.
dollar and some cents. And I remember Shanice being the one to just buy, and then she made like 30% the next day. So, or same day, I think it was same day. So,
Mm-hmm.
there's so much opportunity, man. Phil said JSC horse. Check the revenue too. He wants us to check the revenue for JSC. I think the revenue is a little bit higher in the last quarter than this quarter for JSC, from what I remember.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well.
just marginally though,
Mm-hmm. But
quarter
year
over
to date,
quarter.
it's yeah, comparing January to September 2024 to January September 2025 is up 16.5%.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see more um more junior market listings, because I thought with the increase in the amount of money that they could raise, because before you used to be able to raise the 500 mil, and then it was what, earlier this year that it was increased to 750 million that you could raise
Hmm.
from the junior market,
Wait,
where you get the
is Dequity going junior market or main market?
main market.
Hmm. Why?
Oh, they had already, is the share capital they had already raised.
Oh,
They're above the, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
okay, okay. Up to now,
Yeah.
I still haven't finished the prospectus. So,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
I'm just wondering when Dequity is gonna sell dollar and what that would
Hmm.
look like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 'Cause Mayberry
Who
or
you
one of
think
the
would buy?
companies probably a Mayberry or a Mayberry
Yeah,
affiliated company, SVL,
definitely.
one of the arms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
You think they would sell?
As in Dequity for the
Yeah,
right price, yeah. For
I
the
do
right
think they are.
price, yeah.
I mean, they're looking for cash, but dollar is their best performing holding, and I think it's
Mm-hmm.
majority.
Mm-hmm.
So, or their biggest
Yeah.
stake in yeah. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, what would that look like, and then what would they go into in terms
Mm-hmm.
of like what would they use that cash to invest in? Exciting times ahead. Exciting
Mm-hmm.
times ahead. Um, Another company I'm looking at actually, Loki, is Spur Tree. Spur
Mm.
Tree, Spur Tree, I think historically has been really good in their Q4. I think their Q4 is probably their best quarter normally. And Spur Tree,
Really?
yeah. And for those who don't know, Spur Tree does they do like spices, and they have different it's food seasoning, sauces, those kind of stuff. So they do earn a large share of their profits during the Christmas period. And the CEO actually noted that demand is expected to pick up during this Christmas, helping
Mm.
the company finish the year strong. And I think their
That was like in an
performance has been
article or
good.
in the
Yeah, man.
financials.
There's an Or Today article titled "Spur Tree Spices Turnaround Results in Best
Hmm.
Quarterly
Because
Results."
I,
This was
I want to know
released
if it's
no
is it the article transcribing what is said in the report, or is it like an interview?
no, I
That's what I
think it's
want
an
to know.
interview. It's if it's from their
Oh, okay.
AGM.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's from their AGM. So
What's the title? I'll pull it up.
it's Spur Tree Spices turnaround results in best quarterly results.
Mm.
But yeah, and you can think about it because Jamaicans cook extensively for the holidays. Like we all cook, right? And if you're not cooking, you're buying cooked food. And so it makes sense to a lot of people would probably use their jerk seasoning, their pepper sauce, curry mix, all of those different things. And remember, they also have canned ackee, and I believe that they were improving their supply chain for the canned ackee. I hope that that wasn't too damaged and so on in from the hurricane. But yeah, and then when you think about even like winter season and exporting a lot of the demand from the diaspora, because they're also preparing, Jamaican dishes. It's Christmas time, and they're Jamaicans. They just don't live in Jamaica, so likely they'll be cooking Jamaican dishes, ackee and saltfish and those kind of stuff. So I think that you know I would anticipate peak orders in this Q4. I think this Q4 would be good for them. Let's see. I mean,
Mm.
let me take out. I actually
So
need to
do
pull
you
up
know
their
how
stock.
badly they were impacted by Melissa?
No,
Uh,
that's the thing to check because I haven't really been
Hold on,
see.
the shareholder
Oh, they're
meeting
at
was
$1.
before or after Melissa?
The shareholder meeting was.
Melissa
Let
was
me
what,
tell you the
28th
exact
of
date.
October?
Mm,
This is saying
notice of
shareholder meeting was
AGM.
August. Hold on, this is saying August 18th.
Yeah, 10 a.m. Courtly Hotel.
Oh, so it was pre Melissa then.
Pre Melissa.
They must have said they must have had to I feel
Disclose
like I had a
something.
regular I feel like I vaguely remembered reading some article or some source that was saying that they weren't actually heavily impacted, but don't quote me on that. I'd have to try to find it.
Mm.
Uh yeah, cause that's one of the things I want to know. Cause how where are cause don't they own
Look at their
farms or
last.
they
Yeah,
buy
and if it.
from farmers sometimes? So then how badly
Mhm,
are they?
that's true. But
Oh, I
look
see what
at
you're
their
saying.
last
During the
quarter.
traditional peak demand period in the fourth quarter.
Hmm.
Ah,
It's usually their best.
interesting. I'm not seeing anything about Melissa here.
Same. I need to probably do a deeper dive to see how badly Melissa would have affected them, but I don't know, man. Like, I think it's a
No.
good opportunity. It's trading at what, $1 right now?
Mm. Oh yeah, there was something about there was an article here. This was November 26th. Product
Hmm.
stockpile aids Spur Tree Spices recovery from Melissa.
Oh,
Manufacturing operation has suffered no downtime due to its decision to stockpile raw material. Ah. Yeah, they're saying the fallout in the agricultural sector will exceed 50 billion. Yet to
mm,
quantify the financial damage, stores of produce such as Scotch bonnet, pepper, scallion, thyme. Ah.
yeah. I know
Sufficient
Scotch Bonnet took a
material at
major hit.
least, this says at least 3 to 4 months, and this was end of November. So that would be December, January, February, March.
Hmm.
Uh, Reasonable time frame put crops back into the ground. How long do you think these crops take to? Do you know anything about these specific crops he's mentioning?
Which ones? Like,
The Scotch bonnet, scallion, thyme, or scallion?
um,
Is it? Yeah,
I don't think it should take
because
that
I
long.
oh
I'm doing some research to see a realistic timeline. Oh,
oh see here, there's a 240-acre farm. It says
yeah, three
60%
to
of
four
its
months.
inputs from its farm at Bernard Lodge. I St. Catherine, so I guess St. Catherine wasn't as it's not like the farm is in Westmoreland,
Facts.
like Ground Zero and stuff.
So Scotch bonnet is
240
the thing.
acres. Wow.
Yeah, that's huge. Scotch bonnet is the longest one. It takes 3 to 4 months for first harvest. Peak production is 4 to 6 months. But then scallion, I know
Mm,
scallion grow fast. I mean,
mm,
anybody from one thing we used to say, me and my Reggie used to say when I used to live in Mandeville, it's like, yo, you're not from Saint unless you have scallion growing in your backyard. And I
mm,
used to grow scallion too. And first harvest is like a month. It's like 30 to 45 days. And time doesn't take long either. Full harvest is like what, 8 to 12 weeks, or six. First light harvest is 6 to 8 weeks. So doesn't take super long for a lot of these. It's just Scotch bonnet, the 3 to 4 months fallout,
mm,
and
mhm.
wheel of our
Well,
pepper.
we
So
need to catch up with
yeah,
some of the comments. Someone Ani 10 says kind of made a move already, but don't sleep on carb cement or CCC. Carb cement, I think, is going to be getting a lot of demand for cement. I'm wondering if they can
hmm
really supply that. Is a good thing they upgraded their facility on a 30% upgrade because we are going to need cement. And whenever we'll even have to import, like I'm looking at some like even cargo handlers because they own a
yeah,
stake in cement companies and stuff. I'm wondering if maybe this would be a good time if I was someone, I'd say, hey, maybe I set up a cement company, try to get a license to import because maybe carb cement can meet the demand, you know?
facts. And then have you seen the price movement of carb cement? Because post pre Melissa, so October
I
27th,
don't think I want
it
to
was
look at
trading
it.
at $91.60. Now it's $114.
Wow.
Yeah, that
Wow.
price movement is
Ah,
is
boy.
massive. Carb cement. Hey,
Yeah.
if you bingo in a bro, who is that? Ani? If you bingo with carb cement, nice. And then Justin Carrington said, "This is the quarter. This think this quarter will be good for Spur Tree, but remember, Aki might still be shaky for the next couple quarters." Agreed. Takes a while for Aki to rebound. I agree. Troyan
Mm,
said, "Would Dequity be looking to reduce their holding in dollar, so dollar would avoid breaching the associate company requirements for a listing on the junior market? Any anticipation of heavy dollar movements?" That's a really good question. Let me see if I can break that down. So would Dequity be looking to reduce their holding in dollar, so dollar would avoid breaching the associate company requirements for listing on the junior market? I mean, Preston and I were speculating on ownership of dollar even off the podcast too. Like, who is it that would be the ultimate owner in the next, I would say, 6 to 12 months?
mm. You don't think there's an
Because,
ultimate owner already?
well, yeah, naturally,
We're debating though,
naturally.
no?
Naturally, we're not really debating. It's just when, like when do we think that they'll make that move?
I
I
think
think
they've already made
listing. No, they've they've
in the
they've
move.
taken they've made their move from First Rock. This is from Dequity now. You know, because if you look at, from my understanding of Dequity, they need cash. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're literally they're hindered by cash. I think they have debt that they need to reduce
Mm,
and a bunch. So they really do need cash. And if it's their biggest holding, I can see them downsizing. So
mm,
it's just a matter of when and what that would look like on the market, you know? 'Cause imagine if SVL buys more dollar. That would be
mm.
nice for SVL and their stock price too. Um,
For SVL stock price?
yeah, it would bode very well for SVL
Mm. I
if
don't
they
think
increase their stake in dollar. Imagine if they took half of what Dequity owned.
I don't think that's like I mean, for something like SPL, is that to move the needle for SPL is a big deal, you know, because how much? I mean, if you do the numbers on that, right? So we can probably do some rough numbers. SBL. Let's see. Maybe I can look at how much profit they make for a year. So right now I'm looking at their last year numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
I hope we don't bore people with the maths. Let me pull it up. So hold on. Doing a live is so hard.
It is. It's much different, but
Yeah.
hey, we're there.
So this is their audited. This is audited for December 2024. So SPL that year made 1 point. Let's call it 1.8. What's this? 1.8 billion in profits. How much does dollar make in profit now? Did I do dollars? I think dollars at like maybe 500 mil or something like that. I don't think that's like something to really move the needle right now. Like, or move the stock price really, or yeah, I don't know. I would think it would be more dollar. Like if you were to ask me, okay, which one do I think would move the most if SVL was to buy the because see dollar 2024 did 400 mil. So it's like,
Mm.
okay, even if they owned like what Dequity owns 20%. So if you bought, you're saying 10% of that, or well, 10% of the company or half of that or whatever. I don't know. I don't think it'd move SBL's price a lot. I'd more say, oh, it would probably possibly move dollar's share price.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fair.
I may be wrong. I don't know, but
No, no, no. Good assessment. Um, I'm trying to figure
yeah.
out the part that Troyan was saying about
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look like
the
I forgot to
junior
review the
market.
rules. The thing is, I know you
Yeah.
can get exemption sometimes. I'm just like, because I remembered. Hold on. There was a company. I think it
I
was.
I remember a critical requirement is the company. I think you're thinking probably is it detail?
Yeah, yeah. Because I remember there was Derrimon Trading, and it was like they bought Caribbean flavors and fragrances.
Mm-hmm.
They were both on the junior markets,
Yes.
getting their tax breaks, or maybe they'd passed it or whatever. And then Derrimon said, "Hey, we want to raise some money from some more shareholders."
Mm-hmm.
Did their additional public offering to say, "Hey, let's sell some shares in the company, raise some money, and buy some stuff with it, help grow the company." And then because of the amount of money that they were raising, they were essentially now qualified. They said, "Hey, that you can't raise that amount of money and still be on the junior market. So you're gonna have to go to the main market. So you're gonna graduate to the main market." And then there's a rule that says, "Hey, you shouldn't really be owning." Because I probably don't want to go through too much
It's
of the rule, but
associate
yeah.
stake.
And
So
so they had to get.
the rule is the company must not be an associate of a company listed on the like the main market of the JSE. So
Mhm.
you can't have it be so the requirement, it's an ongoing obligation. So a junior market company has to maintain its status as an eligible company. And so how do I put this into words? It's just that you can't be an associate of a company listed on the main market, basically. So dollar can't be an associate of the equity listed on the main
And what's
market, and then you have
associate
to,
mean?
yeah,
What's like
exactly.
what
You'd have to
definition of
define
associate?
associate, and associate has to do with size of the stake, and I think there's a board thing too of associate. Um,
I think I have the letter with it. That there's a letter that this said. Yeah, hold on.
because associate stake is between 20 to 50%, and greater than 50% is subsidiary. So you can't have that much ownership of the company. Huh. Troy, and you post a very good question, still, And then there's a control of the board or so on. I need to actually go back through the rules because I haven't read this since that detail thing, if I'm being honest. Um, But yeah, let me see if I can find it, because then you'd have to
Oh.
reduce the ownership indeed, the parent company, which is Dequity. How much does Dequity own again? Is it 30%?
Mm, I think it's 20%. Are there any other examples of situations where I think it's always good to use examples. I don't ever want to think this out too much on the live. We're probably gonna bore some people. But no,
Yeah,
I mean,
facts.
can definitely check. I think examples are always good. Um, Justin says they had said in a Kalila interview that it wasn't bad. I guess he's referring to I think Spur Tree and I guess the damage related to the hurricane and stuff. And he says, but the
Hmm.
Grace Kennedy interview was a little different related to Aki. Grace Kennedy interview. Oh, as in Grace. Grace had was there a briefing? Grace Kennedy had.
Not
Hmm.
sure.
Can probably. I think they had a briefing recently. I don't know if it was post Melissa or after Melissa. I say Ani says, couldn't Dequity just offload a small amount to
Yeah,
bring them below the 20% they are currently at? Uh,
it's
oh no,
true.
they had a
Because they're
briefing
just at
3 weeks
20%.
ago.
Mm. They're just at the
Oh.
20% now that I say so. They could sell a share.
Yeah, I think I have to review the rule though. I don't want to say nothing
Yeah,
and it don't make sense.
facts. That's so true. That's so true.
Mm-hmm.
But good point though, Troy. And I actually reiterate that point.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Any other companies, Preston?
Um, yes. One of the ones I was looking at was which one is it? Main
Hey.
event.
I was looking at main event too.
Yeah. Have you looked at? You realize how much main event has fallen quite significantly?
Mm-hmm.
Quite significantly today that we're recording. The stock is at $5.89. That means the whole company is
Yeah.
selling for about what's this 1.8 billion, and it was coming from the last year. It was coming from like $12.
Yeah.
You know, I think I was because I was trying to understand because I know, for example, for them, this is a decent quarter in terms of I think parties. I don't think it's their best, but I know that, for example, there are lots of parties around this time. Or it might be their best actually. Let me see if I can pull this up because sometimes they probably mention it. But I'm sure that a lot of us know that there are a lot of parties and those kind of stuff
And
going
events,
on.
Christmas time. Like if
Yeah.
it's corporate mingles or like Christmas parties or big events or so on, or stage shows and yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, but yeah, this period, I think there's going to be, well, there usually is, I guess, a lot of parties. On
Mm.
one hand, for example, because of the hurricane, major hurricane destroyed a lot of stuff. If I know that they're going to be, for example, I've seen articles about the government reducing I think it was certain government bodies are like not allowed to or not going to be doing parties, or there's like a limit to
Mm-hmm.
how large it can be. Like it could be a
Yeah.
small
So
event or something like that. And also, I know that there are some parties that were actually even cancelled and some events. I was trying to say, hey, how many are those events that I guess use the main event supplies, or will that actually mean less money for main events? Or for
yeah.
example, could it be that hey, main event actually is able to still do their events or their events with the whatever promoters, so that like okay, maybe people are expecting that they're going to do really poorly and stuff because of parties, and then maybe that's actually not the case. It's like hey, maybe they won't do as well, but they're not going to really do that bad, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just thinking, hey, really, it's not like a lot of people are really, or is it like main event making headlines? Are people really excited about it? Is it making?
Yeah.
I don't think they're actually doing bad, like financial wise or like profits, and they don't really have a lot of debts or any debts. So it's not like, oh, I think that the parties, like for example, look at it. Basically, thesis is yo. Jamaica is a country that, you know, parties will always be a big thing. Yes, there could be this lull with events and those kind of stuff. I mean, event may not be able to make as much money for a while, and then, you know, maybe they drop losses or less profit, and then maybe people don't really like it that much, and they say, "Yo, I already up whatever percent. Let me just sell the shares." You could be that person buying, saying, "Hey, right now things aren't so good, but maybe in a year from now, parties are still gonna keep, like people still
Mm-hmm.
going on carnival." And another nice thing that I did, I think they mentioned it. I think I told you I went to the Jamaica Auto Show earlier this
Yeah.
year, and I remember main event was really happy with that because it was it was their event basically. So it, like, a lot of their money now is from
Mm-hmm.
other people's events, and so like they're dependent on the other person. So if the other person says, "Hey, I'm not going to do the party," main event doesn't eat. Versus main event putting on an event themselves, they can then decide, "Hey, do I want to postpone this event or not?" So it's like, and also I think the profit margins were, I think they're also greater. So they were bigging up their auto show, and I went to the auto show too. um I wonder if I should pull up a picture. I was actually in this Porsche. I don't know the
Mm.
type of Porsche. I think I probably sent it to you. Um,
I
but
didn't. I
yeah,
didn't even know they were having that show.
yeah. Hold on. Should I pull this up? Should I? Yeah, I will.
The people want to see, bro.
Yeah, I don't know which type of Porsche it was, but it was fancy.
Was it like an
um,
older model?
no. You know what? Oh, you didn't. Oh wait. Oh, I just realized I wasn't even sharing my screen. I actually showed it a while ago. Hold on, let me show it.
Yeah.
But yeah, essentially, I was looking at it as, hey, maybe this is the time to. You see it now?
Oh, it's one of the EVs.
Oh, is that? Oh, was it? I don't. Oh, yeah, I guess.
I
Yeah,
wonder, is that a Macan? I don't know. It looks like a
it's a
Macan
turbo
from.
down here. Yeah, I think I
Yeah,
should, the
it looks
picture
like
should
the
have been. But next
Macan.
time I'll try to get it. But yeah, but basically,
Nice.
yeah, I think they were talking about how there's an article or maybe the CEO or whatever. Big up Mr. Sharp. He was
Mm-hmm.
talking about them pushing into more. They want to basically do more events like that. Like they want to be doing more than one event. So I think the auto show they were saying, oh yeah, see they say here. So this is an article came out July 2025. Main event bets on itself. They mentioned we want to do at least one per quarter, but one per quarter may not come until 2026 or 2027. So this is you looking ahead saying, hey,
Mm-hmm.
this, could be, it'd be nice, I guess, that you could maybe do some estimates on trying to find out how much money they made from this. But I guess you could look into which specific quarter it was and whatnot. But they seem to really like the events. Thought it was good business. I think it's also good promotion for them because if you say,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey, main event does this," you go to the event. You might say, "Hey, my company wants to do something like this. Who put it on? Main event. Wait, they did this all by
Exactly.
themselves? What?
Mm-hmm.
Wow!" You know.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I guess I was looking at it. I was like, "Hey, this could be." Opportunity. Think about this 2 years down the line. Do you think we're not gonna be partying?
Facts.
Like whole lot? Because if you think about it, if I was just thinking like it's supply and demand. So if there's a year right now, say there's not a lot of parties,
Mm-hmm.
um, depending on like supply and demand, yes, the demand for parties might go down a bit, but if the supply goes down more, then there's gonna be a rush to get the party tickets. I don't know how have party tickets been like. Are parties in demand or are the tickets expensive? That means, hey, next year or over the next few months, if I realize a lot of people want parties or I can make a lot of money from parties because the tickets are selling off, I may want to do a party. So I don't know. I just think I don't think parties are dead. I don't think the company is dead. I don't think they have like a lot of debt. So even if there's a lull for a bit in parties and stuff, I don't think it's, where's the numbers? So these are July numbers. You see, um, non-current liabilities. This is up to July 2025. It's non-existent. Non long-term loans, none. They don't owe any
Yeah, they
money.
don't have any debt. They don't really have debt. That's so true.
They're not gonna be. They're not gonna die. But I
Yeah,
think just
facts.
wait, some more comments came in. Justin said, "Yeah, it was an investor briefing with GK. Yeah, I saw. I can probably. I need to actually go back through it. This is 3 weeks ago. It was recorded, streamed November 25th. Big up Grace Kennedy. I love that they. I love that they do investor briefings. I think these are the
Yeah, I
kind of
see.
things that show that hey, for 2030 vision, investors want to see us having a track record investing in our investor relations because these you have to realize that you know some of the things that us as Caribbean investors take for granted or not take for granted, take we put up with.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't think a lot of companies in the US or UK will put up with some of these stuff. What do you mean? What do you mean you're not answering that question? Or what do you mean? You know what? Like they're gonna ask them some tough questions. I think this is they're gonna want briefings. They're gonna want updates, proper mergers, management discussion and analysis or whatever. They're gonna want information because they know what they know what to demand. You know, shareholder rights and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Justin also said JetCon. Yeah, definitely JetCon.
Tell them
Think
to watch our stocks to watch. Easter egg.
uh,
Mm. But
and someone
yeah,
said,
we agree with you there, Justin. Definitely agree with you there.
Ani
Uh,
says, out of left field, but which company do you think will be the first to capitalize on the AI narrative, either via a pivot or new product offering? It will, fingers crossed, it will be learned, but more likely one GS. Or maybe Kintayo. Maybe Kintayo just say, yo, we are, announcing a AI startup initiative.
mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know what they call it. Kintai.
Yo, mind Tyrone messenger, bro.
No,
And be
but
like,
that's
yo,
a
are you talking about the company's trade secrets?
yeah.
Yo, that's
Yeah,
so
yo, this
funny. It's
name Kinte,
possible.
I did not know, guys. I did not
Yeah.
know. Okay, I'm just good at names. Okay,
Mm, okay.
uh,
Yeah,
but,
man.
but yeah, or one. Hey, one on one. I think
Yeah,
they.
one on one is who I would think too.
Yeah,
That's definitely up Ricardo's
yeah. I
stream.
think we.
That's
Or I think when we spoke about, hold on, we had a people before we went to video. We had a podcast episode with Ricardo. Big him up. We should actually have him.
we should
Um,
have him back. Yeah.
Yeah, we should have him back. I'd love to talk about artificial intelligence and how that can transform like learning and all of that. Because I think they have mentioned in the past some. I know they had like this AI
Uno.
assistant or something. Una,
Yeah.
yeah, playing on um one like Una in Spanish. Una is one in Spanish or whatever, or
Mm-hmm.
female one in or
I guess something like that. Yeah.
yeah. I thought there was something about AI, something with them recently or this year. What's that? I just said that in one of their reports. I just said I mentioned something about AI. This report here, which came out, this is report ending May 31st. Let's say, where is it? Efforts also advanced in leveraging AI technology to generate teacher lesson plans. Yo, yeah, that's good. Think about that. You could train a large language model on something like that, which you do repetitively, transforming
Mm-hmm.
instructional delivery. I think questions, like, I feel like AI can make a lot better questions than a lot of teachers sometimes could.
True.
Yeah. So I definitely think,
I think AI can
uh,
really and truly revamp the whole education system
mm-hmm,
because you can tailor learning to different people. There's so much you can do in education actually with AI. So I'm curious. Yo, we should bring back on Ricardo because he was talking about AI and education system before AI, this whole AI boom.
mm-hmm,
So you guys can check out that episode. It was a couple years ago, but really, really good episode.
mm,
I actually really like
yes,
that episode. We should bring him back on for real.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So that definitely. The only thing is that AI can be quite expensive in terms of training Well,
Mm-hmm.
actually, I think the kind of models that they are doing wouldn't be super expensive though. Like people, have you
Yeah,
ever looked into how much it would cost to actually train an AI model to do things? You know that it's actually not like it's. I'm not saying it's cheap, but it's not
as
like
expensive as
super
you'd think.
as people probably or is it, can you say oh these
They probably
valuations
do
like
what
Open
like
AI
Learn did when Learn bought a SaaS company. So they would probably just buy
when it says SaaS,
a
what you mean?
company, software as a service. Sorry, they bought.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It was like kindergarten type. I can't remember what the company's name was, but it was for like pre-K or kindergarten. So I think if one were to do something like that, instead of maybe doing their own, they'd probably just buy one. And you probably see an acquisition notice or something like, oh, one has acquired
Mm-hmm,
a AI startup, you know,
mm-hmm,
edutech startup.
mm-hmm.
So maybe we'll
Like
see.
yeah, there are you've heard of PewDiePie before, right?
Mm-hmm.
The really big YouTuber,
Huge,
110
yeah,
million
huge YouTube.
subs. Yeah. So he apparently did a video about where he himself trained and created an AI and he bought like Nvidia GPUs and fully showed the exact setup process and was running it. And it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like could you even look I'm trying to remember how much it wasn't cheap. It was definitely thousands of US, but when he was actually I think he was like showing the data on it and like the actual performance of the model and it's like hey it can especially because it's not like oh I'm talking about training general models like um what's the proper term like jack of all trade models kind of like chat gpt claude and those stuff. It's more like
Mm-hmm.
okay training it on a specific thing like what one-on-one was mentioning that thing in what is it learning lesson plans where I'm saying for example questions like practice
Mm-hmm.
questions and stuff like that. It's so it's when it's trained on very specific tasks it's not as hard to really train it versus training it on literally just tons and tons of random things like that to cooking chicken or to all kind of some
Yeah.
workout body and lover or and just all those different tasks or the training it on it's like okay just that one specific thing. um yeah, if you even look into like I guess deep seek and stuff like that they are training
Mm-hmm.
their models for like the cost of deep seek models is like way 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 cheaper than um things like chat gpt and gemini and those things.
Guess
Yeah.
we'll see.
Because see, look at this. I found this article here. It says, well, I'll have to, I guess, verify this article from, I don't even know what this website is. Creole Studios says DeepSeek is open source and free. DeepSeek API costs 200 times less than GPT-4 Turbo. 200 times.
Well,
Yeah. Um, yeah, it's a lot cheaper. So yeah. I
mm,
see. Troyan says, any hopes for the listed collective investment schemes?
oh, that's
Um,
like the pooled funds, like unit trusts or mutual funds or like
or is he saying like
ETFs that
when you
are,
say ETF, what
I
you
think they're
mean?
list exchange traded funds. So they themselves are listed and traded on the exchange rather than holding listed securities. So like I wonder if that's like a blue maho he's talking about, Cap, which is so the
Mm,
collective insure investment scheme is just a pool fund where money from many different investors and so on, I think that's combined and invested by some professional manager. Um,
mm-hmm.
whether it's real estate, bonds, equities, etc. Um, and you buy units. So it's like a unit trust. That's my understanding is. So it's they're listing it. Um, what did Troyan ask specifically? Any hopes for them? Our market doesn't like funds, so the fund would have to come really good, like a piece of Berkshire Hathaway on a list over here or something. Like I can't see a lot of funds doing well just because when I think of the funds even on the market now, like
Mm-hmm.
MJE or so on, or even QWI, none of them trade even relatively close to their net asset value. So, yeah. no hope from me, but hey, they can always surprise me. I'm always willing to be surprised. So, and I would take that. Like I would rather be pleasantly surprised than be like, oh, another fun, So, if them come with something good, we'll be here. We'll be here to cover it. Troyan also said one probably acquire an AI company overseas soon, but I'm just speculating. Same, Troyan. We're also
Mm,
just speculating. Like that's literally also what I just said. So you probably typed that before I
mm.
said it, actually. And then Ani said, yes, I second bring Ricardo back on. Let's bring him back on. I mean, we should have his number still. So let's message him and reach out. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think this Christmas time is gonna be really good. I think there are some plays that are, people are probably gearing up for some really good plays. I don't know if you are, but let's see. I guess you guys in the comments are. Let us know which companies you guys are gearing up or think will do well at the end of this quarter. Please smash a like, guys. Smash a like. We'd love for you to just leave a like because you leave in your comments. We really appreciate that and being a part of this. In fact, let us know if we should do more lives too. And if you like this kind of interaction. Um, let's see. Let's see. I
You
think we
see,
should do
Troyan
some
said
more.
something else in the chat.
Oh, what did he say? You're
He
almost
said,
there. It surprises me that you made mention of MJEQWI, not Select MD. Oh, I mean, they also don't trade close to NAV, so but they're doing the reverse of what you want. They're delisting, whereas you're talking about
"Is that
them.
the reverse? How you know what
Is
he
that the
wants?"
reverse? It's not. No, because he said, oh, well, not what he wants, but he said any hopes for the listed
No, but what are
collective
his
investment.
hopes?
Oh,
How you know what he wants?
facts. That's true. He didn't tell us. Um, I guess we can talk, Troyan. I'd love to know what you think. But yeah, I mean, we spoke about are they delisting? Good question as well. We spoken about Select MD and Select F. So and I think Select MD had some massive units trading this week. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if you remember seeing that, Preston. Like there are a lot of units traded. Which
Mm-hmm.
day was it?
Over the
Uh,
last few days or so.
no,
Yeah,
it was like this week. This is
yeah,
some
but there
big
are other
units
trades.
here.
I think other days too. That's what I'm saying.
13 mil, December 15. When was that? Monday? And then
Mm-hmm.
another. Is this another 13 mil today?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm.
Huge, huge trades. So, oh,
So
yeah,
someone
see?
was doing the reading.
Maybe. Connected party bought 11 mil. Something's
Mm-hmm.
coming. Something's
Mm-hmm.
coming for sure. So, yeah. Excited to see.
Mm-hmm. What was the timeline they had given again?
Q1 2026.
That was in an article.
I think that was from the AGM because it's not really delist. They're converting it. It's a conversion to a unit trust. Is that the same as delisting? Not really. No.
Mm.
Hmm.
Oh, I
Interesting.
see. There's a article did. I think the article was referencing the shareholder meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was written by David Rose. This came out August 20th, 2025. Sagicor Select Fund shareholders greenlight new structure. They say are set to have their listed equity funds converted into unit trusts after the scheme of arrangement meeting on Tuesday. They say that there's somewhere it said a timeline here. Hmm. Was there a timeline? There was a timeline. I need to find this. Oh, yeah. So I said, however, oh, I just lost it. However, the Conversion is likely to be completed during the first quarter, which will be January to March 2026, according to Trevor Patterson, senior partner at Patterson, Mayor Hamilton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it could take more than 4 months. Mm, okay.
Yeah. Exciting times ahead, guys. Please smash a like, subscribe if you really like this episode, and let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. Which stocks are you looking out for? Which stocks are you probably buying or selling? But we just want to know. Um, yeah. Anything else you want to leave with the people in Preston?
Um,
Merry
yes.
Christmas. Ho, 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 ho.
All right. Well, that's it. You heard it from Santa, folks. Limitless out.
Peace.